Yeah, that makes it easy.
In and out of there is great.
No, that means he was sponsored. It's okay. All right, to say it.
What?
It means he was sponsored. It's okay.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like he was on a team where they covered everything.
Like
He
an
just got
extra.
like discounts and stuff.
But if you do
That was when he got out.
We're
it,
just
as
recording.
long as you have it
Are we live or are we just recording?
active, you can remove it online.
I'll clip it down later.
That's when I got back from Iraq. You got into that. I helped him with the PTSD.
It's a great way to still stay fit, but also I listen to a book while I do it. Just kind of disappear in the woods. It's awesome.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Appreciate you guys showing up.
Someone's supposed to be bringing a handful of Roxas tonight.
Cool.
One of the neighbors up on Paddington was saying that they were collecting Roxas.
Alright, let's see where. We can't see anywhere. That's like his go.
We need at least 30 people represented.
It's
We don't
on his
have
head,
the
so you
meeting.
can't see it
We don't
anywhere.
keep
Oh,
having
he does
the
this
meeting.
nice
We
stuff?
don't even know what to do if we don't have the meeting.
That's
We
just
may
like
not
races
have the
and
meeting.
competition.
So
This
it's
is insanity, dude. I've seen this before. Look how fast he's going.
30
Look,
represented.
he hits that tree.
So one
So we
person.
count as
No.
Yeah, so you're one. I brought 4 proxies.
He's roasting
so
those
I've got,
pigs right now.
That's 5. That means 6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't know how much he's doing Alex back in
It should
DC.
be around
He
15
was
so far.
always like every weekend in
We're about
California. He was out
14,
there.
15 right now so far.
That's so cool. Like, sounds like a little course up there too.
Good, it's cool, but I mean, one
I wouldn't do it. I would crash the first like 100 meters. I didn't make it anywhere.
I have a friend that does that stuff. He's riding his bike. He's almost $10,000, but he's good at it.
Now the other side of it is, so far we have 4 people who want to run for the board.
They like hustle those bikes. This dude weighs 200.
We have 5 slots.
Oh, 4 for 5 spots.
Bike,
Yeah. So,
And he
anybody
moves
want to
it
be on
like
the
it's
board?
nothing. It's crazy.
As of right now, it's kind of a walk on.
I like my.
We'll make it really interesting. Everybody can run for the board. We'll see what happens. Like,
I really hope that they have
yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't anybody running, so at this point it's like, and in the past I did that where I was like, hey, a couple of us do videos, and then what you find quickly is they don't want to be videoed. So, yeah, you get into a thing of, they're like, well, I'll run, but I don't really want to be on video.
No, I'm just waiting for this to charge. Like I moved back over because I thought it was charged up before I left, and it was like one little sliver. So.
Yeah, because like he just said about
Just
typing
leaving
up,
it
I
here,
sent
so.
them a thing, and I was like, write a little something about yourself. That was really a strain for people too.
Oh, he
Like,
got a new.
people
Did
just
they
don't
get a new
want
dog a few months ago?
I don't like this video.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're
One of
They'll
his
help,
guys-
but they don't. They're like
now
people
he
at
says-
various levels. Like they're like, look,
Whiskey's funny.
I'll be on the board. I'll help get things done,
It was like
but I don't
6 weeks
necessarily
after we
want
got
to have to
got
speak
out
at the
of the
meeting.
backyard,
Like,
started
okay,
running
or they'll
around.
be like, you know,
Went back,
and everybody's got their
to the
comfort
front.
level. So I
Opened his
get that.
house.
No, not everybody wants to be
He knows how good he's
the
got
main
it, that
person
house,
talking.
right?
That's
The front door,
why
just
I
sat there.
take up so much of the
Like,
meeting over the years because I don't mind talking. But
I was sat there.
Once I
And then
see the
people get
voice
in their
note,
heads
we got
like
our second dog, so we got
what the board does.
society. And
Usually the best thing for anybody who's like mad about the board is to serve the board. That's why Matt's not on the board. Matt is serving the board. He's happy to do it. He's like, yeah, I see the problems.
And we had them for
I've
like
done
a week
enough.
when they were
I'm gonna
redoing
step out now. Let's see what else do.
channels before we sent him
I
to
can see
training and
named
he came
board
back.
members over the years.
Like the second
It's
or
like,
third day, he got out with Cat.
all I know is ideas, money, and labor.
freaking out. And she's like running around trying to like find him, and then it comes up the way, and he just trucked down the road back to the house. He's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely coming back here. Like, he's not even wandering around. He's like, they're just walking back. Didn't even worry about
9
our
years
college.
in the bag.
Trucked right back to the house.
Maybe they vote me out this year, you know? My outgoing speech has always been planned.
Good here?
Thank God.
Run away.
He had rocks in his stomach when they got him.
I've gotten to the point
He was
where
bad.
I've heard of that where they get so hungry they just
I'm getting so much busier and there's so much going on that
That's nuts.
a lot of the little stuff that I used to do, I've stepped so far back from it, and Eric's been taking over more and more of the stuff and making sure that we're doing it done. So it's like, it just runs people over eventually. No matter how much you're willing to help, it's just a point you're like, sure, I can't do it anymore. And there's only a handful of people.
What number we at?
Here. And that's mostly because, like you're saying, when things are going pretty well, I get a lot of people who will be on Facebook saying stuff like, you think you represent the majority at your dinner party.
We do have to be
Do not
out of the building
represent
at 7:45.
295
They're like close at 8. So it used to be 9, so we always had time. This year, 8 o'clock, we said we
I
have to
remember when we
be
scheduled that, I was like,
wrapping up and leaving, walking out the door at 7:45.
we'll get stuff afterwards.
Yes.
how many town homeowners we got here tonight? Anybody? I
Please
don't,
tell me we have one.
I recognize all the single family owners for the most part, but I don't recognize any. That's usually the number one people that are angry is town homeowners. And they don't know.
Well, probably because most of them don't have a say since they're renters.
You got a decent number of renters over there, but I know a bunch of them. They're almost all, like the majority of them's actually owners. It just feels like they're all renters, but there's a decent number of renters over there.
Yeah, it's
At this
at least
point,
2/3 to
there's no rule
75%.
against it. If a renter showed up and said, "I'll do it," we'd be like, "Yes, yeah, go ahead." You know?
Deal. So
Yeah,
take it back now.
we need input. Like I don't live in a townhome. Nobody here lives in a townhome, so it's really hard for us to know what's important if you live in a townhome. So it's a struggle we go every year. You plan to do like an update this year, like a financial thing? Talk about
I
it?
mean, it's only a couple of minutes. I don't need like a big presentation.
And maybe more of a Q&A, you know, or
Yeah. Well, no, I have like 8 bullet points on that, and then I have last year's final budget stuff. So I wasn't gonna print it all out because no one wanted last year's stuff.
can post it.
I'll start doing cake charges for paper and make some money.
Yeah, I printed off 64 flyers that we passed out. That's like $4,000.
Yeah, I printed off
Ish.
like
That's
printed off
totally $4,000.
128 because
Yes.
I did doors and mailboxes.
I like that math. I'm gonna start
And
doing
then they
It was a good
complained that they
stock
didn't
paper.
get it, but it was
Yes.
blowing around the
It's like
neighborhood.
Yep, that's what it was.
I didn't get that one. It was blowing around the neighborhood. Okay, so you saw all of them.
Yeah, we went with the knock on the door. Anybody who answered, hand them a flyer and tell them we're using their
You're
water.
it. It's all you.
Glad you answered. Here's your flyer. We're using your water to do the
Why
project.
did the town committee people let them use their water? They don't understand how much the water. I mean, the water bill did go up 4% this
I
month.
had one lady who found out that it was the building was going to get washed and not just her unit, and she revoked her permission.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
no. Did my neighbor? No. And then just said no. I'm confused. So it's like,
It's one of
okay.
those things where, like, I think it's polite to go around knock on the doors and tell people we're going to use your water, but the reality is you're not going to win your theft argument. So, you know, call the sheriff's office if you want. You're going to get reimbursed. There's no,
I'm in the
there's no
message
intent.
thread
So,
called-
you just come take my water.
I'm trying to keep
It's just nice to have a system in
Yeah.
place.
I mean, it's also good to just talk to people, to be out there and just knock on the doors.
Get him a water truck one year for $5,000.
Did you eventually get?
They're very expensive.
so much cheaper to do later.
Did you eventually get? What's his name? Jim, the guy on the corner over there.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Yeah, I
him?
talked to him.
He said it was okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually, remember you went off to do another building. I talked to him real quick.
Is that that Chef Frieza guy? Jim? Chef Frieza?
I forget his last name. You remember his last name?
I only know it's Jim because you said it was. His name could be Rob for all I know.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Jim, he lives in the townhomes, like
He's very
back where
loquacious.
the roundabout is. If you were looking at the buildings there, he's on the left. He's that corner. He's had like the worst pressure washing needs.
Oh, he's the one, the pressure wash guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely needs the pressure washing needs.
I told you just to go do this one wall because it's the only one that was like bad.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was his.
I know, that's what I said. Like, just go do the guy's one wall for 200
I mean, if that
bucks.
ever gets bad, and he starts complaining, we can just have Donald do it. He's in the neighborhood. He's got the equipment. He can do it. Oh wait, no, you said it had to be.
Technically, you got to make sure that they're
That's
licensed
right. I forgot.
and all that. Because if he goes over there, I mean, I think if you blew all the siding off, we'd probably be fine. But if he goes out there and strings his stuff out, somebody sees it, gets excited, and wrecks their car and blames us somehow.
No, it's not. It's not worth it.
Lawyers. That's what causes all the problems.
It's not worth it.
No, it's called individual business.
lawyers
it's
don't agree with that.
It's individual business owners not having the proper licenses and
See,
protections in
all lawyers
place.
think if they're individual business owner, you know what? Bottom of the ocean. That's what I hear. I hear bottom of the ocean. And that's why lawyers get nervous. When
He
they
needs
don't
to
like
protect
lawyers.
himself if he jacks up someone's house and they sue him, like he's got no coverage.
He wasn't talking about jacking up
Not the way it was
someone's
solved in the 1400s. What was our timeline? I forget. It was reception timeline.
And
And then we had
6:45.
kickoff at
But we don't
6:45.
even have 30
Yes, I
yet.
think I sent that out.
We
Yeah.
have like 4 more minutes. We have 4 more minutes
So
until
I said, it's not creepy, it's just funny.
Until we just say it's canceled on the people.
Well, we can kind of fill in the details and then we can.
More people can
There
show
was
up.
somebody might walk in last
Yeah.
night. She said there was somebody coming with a bunch of proxies. So they walk
Are
in
they
with
coming?
proxies.
Who is this
We need
person?
Who is this
I'll put a
person?
post up real quick if I can get on Facebook. Say I need 9 people here. Bring your family.
We've done that in the past where we've had to call people and they're like, hey, can you email me a proxy? was either last year or the year. No, it was a couple years ago. It was the last time we were here.
Right.
Since I'm here, let me do that. If I can get on Facebook, I'll do it.
No one's gonna listen to you. You're the mean one.
I know I'm the mean one, but that's all right.
I
Like now you want me to support you.
I keep trying to keep this position and nobody will take it. It's like, fine,
Matt
take the
gave you his,
position.
didn't he?
Don't bother me.
Matt gave you his.
Yeah, Matt give me this.
It doesn't help.
How many proxies is the keeper of the proxy bringing? Do you know?
I counted at least 5 or 6.
Still don't
Say
make
they
it.
were
We're
dropping
getting
them
there.
off.
We're getting there.
Well, there might be more.
All right.
I'm just, that's my guess of
That's your
scrolling through the
estimation.
massive
I like that. We did
text
quite
change. I just sent a message asking.
Because whoever walks in with all those proxies will be like, "You won, you're on," and you'll be like, "No, wait, no, I was just trying. No."
Don't scare.
And everybody just clap, and we all win at that point.
Does anybody here want to be on the board?
It
Yeah.
sounds like it.
Run
They
on.
have
Not
their
gonna
own-
stay here, right? I mean, they kind of need to
You
stay.
sure?
They
So it
collapse.
can't just be 5
do it.
boxes,
You know
drop
I-
them off, and
I
then-
guess technically
That's
they
all right.
come in and they're
Hey,
here. That counts
we
as
have
the
a
meeting
victim.
start, right? If
Do you have an
party,
iPhone?
and then they leave that minute.
an
like,
iPhone?
all right,
Yeah.
it
It's
is
kind of
what
a
it is.
requisite.
Do they have to remain in attendance for the
It's
meeting?
not mine.
We don't want green text.
I guess only if somebody gets mad later,
Though,
right?
Well, no, the problem is
I
every
don't know,
time
do you?
Virginia goes back to
Because
the
you can
thing and
abstain
likes
from
and
the
puts
vote.
ha
She
next to every
does.
freaking comment, it
We
shows
just
up
need
as
that.
new
We need the
messages all the way
percentage to
through.
have the meeting. I think is what it says.
Correct. Yes, you do.
So then from there, everybody could be like,
We got 30
sometimes we don't have the
messages,
vote.
like,
When it's like we only have 4 people running anyway, so the vote would immediately be negated.
That's true, yeah.
There's so many twists to this that I think we can get through. And somebody has to actually be mad about it for it to even be a problem in the later.
Proxy holder.
Nice.
That's a proxy lady.
How many?
This is like, I'm hoping 20.
20 proxies. All right, good.
I like I should know her because she thinks stuff that I can say.
How many did you get?
What did I show you that? Okay, I told Paul, this morning.
Proxies are like a thing I have to explain every year. Did you see my video on what the proxies were?
I thought it was good. It's 3 minutes long.
I tried to work on it this year.
I don't know why it's so confusing. You just read the paper.
I've had people get mad
I don't know
about
what a
it.
proxy is.
In the past, they were like, the proxy system makes it so Rob keeps getting voted in. I'm like,
No, you're waiting to get voted off.
Yeah, he wishes. He wishes.
Nobody's willing to fill your shoes.
I'm like, come at me, bro, please.
The proxy assigning you as the proxy.
No, assigning anybody as a proxy. As long as that person's here. They're not gonna do me in, but if I said that, they'd be like, oh, fuck this guy. So I'm not
Be
gonna.
like, here are the people in
Yeah, but
attendance.
they're
Send
gonna
it by
start,
proxy.
they're gonna start sending you blank forms that you can't use.
I hope not.
Really?
Fine, I will tell them.
Expectations you
I
have for
will
our
tell
neighbors
them
right
they
now.
can't have blank forms.
Like I had to tell Rob that they can't participate via the online Zoom.
Oh yeah, they did that in the original message. And I was like, yeah, that was a good point. Because somebody would be like, hey, can I participate? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna record it anyways. There's no Wi-Fi that works or anything.
Oh, see, now I put my post up. Now I can't get on Almond Glen. So now I can't take it back. There we go. Bailey is.
So we got 31 people here. How many people? 295. We have 231 single family.
Kindergarten.
Now you ruined it.
She's like, wait, what?
when
So
do
we
we
have
have now?
25?
She was just moved up.
How many do we have?
We have 25
She
currently.
was in preschool too. So yeah,
I was right.
at Oakcrest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that everybody understands where we are right this second. Welcome, by the way, and thank you for coming. We currently have represented in this room 25 people. We need 30 to officially have the meeting. If we don't have the meeting, I don't know what we do because we've never had to do it before.
Oh yeah, let me look that up in
We're
the
mumbling
bylaws.
around about that. The other side of it is, for anybody who didn't catch it earlier, you currently have 5 open board positions. We have 4 people running for the
Ours
board.
is so really we stopped at 10%. I mean, ours is
So,
only 2%.
you might get voted on because you walked in with too many proxies. We all agreed before you got here. We're like, congratulations. So
That's what I did.
it's either last person to walk in the room gets stuck with it, maybe, or we just, whatever.
I just told boys, I do it.
Yeah, Justin volunteered.
There you go. So there you go. You
I just
officially
let
have
people
5
know
people.
shit, so be prepared.
Either way, our conversation is not silent.
Yeah.
It's daily.
There's no requirement to be. I mean, I try to be courteous, but
My only mission is don't California, Carolina.
Compound what?
Don't California, Carolina.
California could know.
26.
26.
We're getting there. Is that it? Is that all we need? No, she said 26.
If I get a text confirmation that someone will give me their proxy,
Yeah.
She says that's a picture of it.
Well, we've done emails in the past.
I don't know that Maggie still has a printout.
Yeah.
Hang on. If I can find it, I'll get it. Hang on.
Rob, did you say the proxies can be emailed?
Yeah, they can email.
Yeah.
But they actually have to be filled out and assigned to someone that's sitting here so they can get the
Yeah, it's got to be at least to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they email it to
Also
you saying that you can be their proxy. I mean, because technically, first of all, somebody's got to be mad. Second of all, they got to sue. Third, they got to have cared enough to even come to the meeting in the first place, which they didn't.
Eric, where is the proxy document on the website? You know?
Yeah.
Really?
Just tell them to email it to you. Yeah. And then you can have it forwarded to Ashley.
If not, I'd have to pull it up. I think I have a proxy for it.
I'm so disappointed when I was looking at the budget. I saw the 231. I'm like, awesome. But
Yeah.
231 plus 64.
231, yeah. 231 single family, 64 townhomes, 295 homes in the neighborhood,
30. Got it.
which means we need 29 and a half people. Somebody's got to be cut in half.
You know, I say that joke all the time, and no one laughs.
I think it's funny.
I think it's hilarious.
It is a funny joke. Well,
Oh, it is one half.
It is?
You're correct.
All right, so if we don't make it, we can start now. Have to have a meeting again, and it's reduced by half.
I thought it was a dropping
You have to-
deal.
We have the meeting again, and the requirements reduced by half?
Yeah, just so eventually it'll be like 2 people have to
Two people have to be
another
there.
annual meeting.
It's made so
But
much on
these proxies, we could use them again, so you'll automatically have it.
Okay.
So there's a couple people trying to get.
Probably we'd have to like re-announce it and have like the one notice and all that crap.
And rent the, next time we just do it in the parking lot.
But
well,
it
Bronx
was
say
only
that I can
20
vote for them,
bucks.
but they don't.
Nobody
It
cares
used
about
to
the
be
parking lot
more.
either, Rob. That was all proxies.
Yeah, but we don't need as many people. Why would we even need them?
Well, yeah, that's what it
We'll
costs.
just schedule a
It
meeting.
costs $22 to come here.
We'll schedule a meeting.
Why is it cheaper? It used to be like 25 or 40.
Schedule a meeting at the
I
pool
said,
for
she
the next
asked
4 months.
where we were located. I said, Main Street. She's like,
Yeah, they
"Convenient
go
for
off.
you?" I said, yes, it is.
It's always gone off of AMG. They've always.
Well, I know, but
But I swear
it used to be more.
I thought it was.
Hey, Rob. Maggie LeBlanc says I can vote for her.
Do you need? What do you want in the form of for a proxy? Okay. Like, what do you feel like is necessary? 'Cause not everybody's got the proxy form.
I feel like as long as it has today's date, it's for the annual meeting, I, Rob Smith, give my proxy to Eric Barnes.
If this will connect to Wi-Fi, I have it in my house.
That's, we can keep it super simple that way.
I think Ashley sent it there when you're like look at it.
She's doing a text message with somebody.
Okay.
I feel like if she's gonna ask her, she said you have my vote, and she said, wait, is it okay for me to vote on your behalf? Something like
Yes.
that. And then we'll screenshot the text message.
Yep, that's all I need.
Because again, like I told him, what are we at?
Well, it's your 2 T's, right?
We're within four or five people, I think, at this
Yeah.
point.
We're almost there.
I don't know how to post that document anywhere, but
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
I feel like we're gonna get there. It's a collective effort.
Almost there.
Collective
Yeah,
efforts to get to 10%.
Yep. Almost there.
What? How many do we need to like one? We only need 1 or 2 more. It'll be fun. Make you guys do extra work since I didn't go to my 4 neighbors this time.
Hi.
The primary thing is just go to the board members and get that done. I mean, we got time, what are we talking about? We're waiting for proxies anyway.
I was going to post it on Old England, but I go up around 5 every day and do water releases if anybody wants to do that. But I'll post, I guess I'll post that on England, so.
Yeah, definitely should. There's always someone.
There's nobody there at 5. In fact, the last 2 times, not tonight, but the next 2 nights, 4 people who are members of the, try to get.
I have one via text, she says, okay, you have my vote.
Then actually,
Okay, can you send that to, you can like screenshot it and email it to me? I will count it.
Okay.
I can get that fixed. I can roll right now.
Very efficient. I have another one, she's getting the picture of the
Oh, that died with the county and the developer and all that. Basically, they wanted to put the median thing in, and that's not gonna happen now, right? They wanted to make it a single
What's your
lane,
email?
you couldn't turn into our neighborhood.
Oh, mine.
Originally, it was either
Easy
they could
version.
block it
A.
if we let them, or they couldn't block it,
RA.
and it was a two-way turn
MM.
lane. And then we were
A.
trying to reroute the entrance, and that's
CH.
over $500,000. So we're not rerouting the
Yep,
entrance,
that'll
so it's a
work.
traffic issue, and they'll pay for it. So
Something's gonna happen, I think, it's gonna stay like this.
yeah.
Are they widening the road at all in our area?
I haven't, they look like going further down than we're doing some.
Ours is pretty much staying the same. It might get widened by a foot or two, but they're just making a two-way turn lane all the way down. Between our two entrances.
Yeah.
Say that was you?
Yeah, I know.
So what do you mean a two-way turn lane?
So instead of having the left turn lane at the light, it's
All
going to
right, I
extend
think
all
we're
the way
done.
past our
Good?
first
We're good.
entrance,
Okay.
the Captain
Perfect.
Drive entrance, almost all the way to the second turn in,
Can
the
I
Alden
just-
Glen one. And that's going to be a two-way turn lane. So during rush hour time, when people are coming north, you're not going to be able to turn to that.
Do you not have email?
But any other time would be able to, like coming south and turning left.
There we go.
So if it starts crashing, it'll let us be out in the line. And I can't just advise spending
We don't need asphalt.
You're done.
All right.
Nice. All right, it's 6:52, is that all right?
Yes.
6:52 at night. Is there anybody else that wants to say, hey, I'll run for the board and make it an actual vote and like battle it out or anything? Or do you just...
If anybody wants to do that, I will join the group back there. You can sit up here.
Anybody at all? Anybody want to serve on the board? Kind of, well,
Fair
honestly, yeah,
enough.
we got you in the mix. You're already trapped at this point. You went too far. So we do have enough people to have an official meeting. How many
Yes.
do we have?
31.
31 people are represented. There are 295 homes in our neighborhood. We've already made the half-person joke, but you have to have 29 and a half. We got 31, so we're good. So we can move forward with the meeting. And it can be official. If there's nobody else that wants to run for the board, anybody at all, are you sure you don't want to run for the board? You want to nominate somebody who's not here and have a laugh? See if they win?
Can I do that?
Huh? No, it's cool trouble. All right.
I would love to.
Who do you want to nominate? I can write it down.
I'm not going to stir that pot. No, I'm not going to bring you into stirring that pot.
All right. The old board is dissolved at this point. The old board acts as the nominating committee. The old board nominates everybody, so that's done. This is kind of this is about as unofficial and official as it gets this year. Been doing this so many years. So, with all that said, I'll make sure
Extra pens? Don't like me?
yeah, there's nobody else will.
Made it. 31.
You're wrong.
I guess I'm going to just sit over there at the AC and take a We stop every morning.
Right.
Oh, 32. Look at that.
See?
Made it.
I love that Ashley's passing out the
Hey,
ones that I'm getting ready to kill.
just
You
gotta
do it
keep
all
it
your stuff.
official.
You do it all your stuff.
That's right.
Ashley.
Right here, I just took it. I didn't realize we didn't have a surprise yet.
He's lucky somebody hadn't already volunteered. I've been like, last one. That's what we need to start doing. Whoever shows up at the last minute, we can focus on the board and then
Yeah, but they have to accept the nomination.
don't know, what's accepting nomination?
I think they just resigned once you assign them to it.
You might want to hang out because we have to be out of here.
What time?
Meeting 7:45.
That's what they do in Cambridge.
Stop talking.
She moved out. They say, I don't know what side it is.
We're gonna be done long.
I think it's the stuff that she has.
We're gonna do the, it says that,
That's something all the city control, the developers, they're not selling houses as fast as they thought they would.
You see how they use it?
Yeah.
No, we do how to do the
no,
website.
like, I think we just got busy and forgot. But
Every time he tries to show me something, like, I don't want to know. No, if you leave, it's not gonna be done. We're not on the website.
I'll do it. So I don't mind.
I want to make this as official as we can here, so let me move forward here real quickly. Thanks for showing up tonight. Bring you up to speed. We have just enough people to have the meeting. There are only 5 people running for the board. Do you want to run for the board? Since there are only 5 people running for the board, do you want to actually vote for the 5 people? Or do you want to just say, yeah, we understand and move on? Is there
We
anybody
understand.
Yeah, is there anybody who objects to just accepting that there's 5 people running for 5 positions?
So we had Justin here.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. Okay, so if there's no objections to that, 5 people are running for the board. Virginia couldn't be here tonight, but she said she would run again. So it's gonna be Eric, Boyce, myself, Jim, right? Justin, sorry. I have Jim in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's all. So we'll sort out who's gonna handle what officer positions and all that stuff later. So since that part's wrapped up, we don't have to have a vote. Anybody want to ask any questions or throw anything out? Eric's got a little bit of stuff we can talk about finance-wise.
What were you saying about those turn lanes again? I didn't get it.
So the developers that are building all those houses, they wanted to change the entrance, like coming into our entrance, they wanted to make it so nobody can make a left-hand turn closest to Regent Parkway into there. And we basically were like, no, we're not gonna allow that. So we wouldn't let them use our land, we wouldn't let them do anything. Then we tried to, Eric and Matt, right? Matt was working on it. Eric and Matt tried to work out a deal where they would like reroute to that hill we've got beside the townhomes and just reroute the entrance to the light. And they were like, no, it's $500,000. We don't want to do it either. So we're just, for now, we're like, fine.
So everything's status quo then?
Status quo for now. Yep.
Oh, so that reroute's not even happening.
No, that was what we hoped they would somehow be.
I was thinking that would be nice.
I saw everybody made such a big deal about when she posted. I was like, no, I haven't told anybody.
Yeah, it didn't happen figured out.
Right now, I gotta work for 3 hours to explain to people that it's not gonna happen.
So the townhomes are getting ready to have pressure washing done. That got delayed because their main tank got COVID, and that's kind of spread amongst their crew, so they get delayed. It's actually, I checked my email. I think they're going to start it on Monday, and it's going to be like a 2, maybe 3 day project. So I got to get out this weekend, circulate some flyers, let people know. Other than that, Eric, you want to talk about some finance stuff?
Sure. Can you hear me in the back, or do I need to like, move over there away from the AC? Jane, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Let me go over. So, what did they get mailed? Just the 2022 budget?
They
And then we
get
posted the
mailed
2021 year end?
December.
Okay, so they get the next year's budget.
Correct.
Rob, did we ever post the 2021 year end to the website? By we, I mean you, because no one else posts on the website.
I didn't know.
Okay, so it might not be on the website. So we'll just do the 2021 year end stuff
Just
real
on the
quick.
website.
I don't think I got it on there yet. I've got
The
it.
short,
And that's
abbreviated
the
version is the
first
townhome
half of the
specific
year.
budget came in about 8,000 under budget. The common came in 9,500 under budget. So those amounts got transferred to those specific reserve accounts. So there was a transfer for $8,000.97 to the townhome reserve account and $99,551.89 to the not really single family, it's common. The common reserve account, that's for the pool and all that stuff, roads. That's gonna happen every year. The reason it can't impact the next year's budget is because we don't know what it's gonna be, and our budget has to get announced a month before it actually starts, so we can't have it overlap, so it gets put in the following year. So it's always gonna hit 1 year behind with whatever that savings was in terms of adjusting the dues. Let's see what the biggest savings were. For some reason, electric has been down. Water was down this past year. So if it continues to be in the same range, electric's been under budget by at least $3,000 the last 2 or 3 years, so we'll just lower that budget line item. We just didn't want to do it and then have it return to what it was before, and then like, hey, we went over budget because we budgeted wrong. But besides that, everything was pretty much where it needed to be. Our delinquencies are way down. This is the lowest it's ever been this month when we went through. I think it's under like $2,000 total for the neighborhood, which normally it's at like 10% or more. So I don't know if it's people moving in or out, or people just start actually paying their dues when they were supposed to. So that's what's going on with that. For 2022, if you're a single family owner, some people are still paying the old due amount. The dues did go down. They actually would have gone up a lot more for the townhomes. The reason why that happened, for people that didn't watch those meetings, is that we had excess money sitting in the operating account. So essentially when you guys pay dues and we pay bills, it all goes in and out of the operating account. Before I took over, there wasn't any reconciliation at the end of the year. So if we spent, let's say $120,000, but our budget was $125,000, that $5,000 for that year just sat in operating. So that's been happening since the neighborhood started. This was the first year we finally moved it over. And we've already moved over funds for the common reserve expense for 2023 and 2024. Those got moved on 4/22. So the dues levels will stay relatively close to where they are for the next 2 years, because you're not paying into the common reserve account. It's already been funded out of the operating. So for the people that were like, why did the single families go down and the townhomes went up? That was why, because everybody paid the same amount into that fund each year, and it was getting covered out of the excess money that everybody paid into the operating account. So that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of budget stuff. If you want to know who our contracts are, the major contracts are landscape companies, U.S. Lawns, and they've actually been better than the last 2 or 3 we've gone through and had disasters with. Pool is Carolina Pool Management, Charlotte. Ever find out what happened to the pool certification?
Never received
So
an
we
invoice.
never did it. Like,
I'm
we
sure
don't-
they applied for it, they just didn't charge you for it. Just
Oh.
didn't open without it, so.
That's what I was wondering. Okay,
Yep.
that was nice of them. Okay.
It's a gift.
We'll realize it later.
And then it's BCS for the townhomes for the dumpsters, and is it Value Waste picks up the pool? I think it's Value Waste still.
Yeah, I think Valuable says, somebody keeps taking it.
It's the old company,
It's Value,
the townhomes, so Value Waste, at least for the rest of the year.
So as long as nothing crazy happens with trash, that'll be line item savings for the townhomes over this year, because it is cheaper than the valet service that they had before, where they picked up what everybody threw out from their houses and people complained about. So, does anyone have any specific budget questions? I can pull up the spreadsheets and answer any.
How much do we pay for landscaping
I think it's like 45. Let me pull it up so I have the exact number.
A lot.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Ashley had something, didn't you? Yeah, look at Ashley's pass out. But that's with whatever the amount is for landscaping on that. We added a 5% buffer for inflation to all the line items, and for some reason U.S. Lawns didn't increase our contract at all, so we'll end up saving money on that line item as well.
I got a general question.
Throw it out.
We don't want to roll, paying for this Carolina water, maybe, all this development's going out the road. Is that also Carolina water, you know, or is that just Lancaster line?
So far, I've heard nothing about Lancaster. Is Lancaster putting any kind of water? I don't think they've extended the water.
Not that I know of, but I'm assuming that the ones that they're building further down Harrisburg are going to be on Lancaster. They're not building toward us, so I don't know what those are connected to.
They've had what appears to be water pipe laying on the side of Harrisburg.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're connecting to, because they could be connecting into Charlotte's as well, because they can go a half mile across the border. So,
Or maybe just compensate.
I mean, you might be able to find the developer documents where it connects into, but I don't know.
For anybody that doesn't understand the question, it's more of a historical knowledge question. So most people don't realize our water comes out of Pineville. So if you weren't aware of that, that's where your water's coming from. So you're paying for North Carolina water instead of South Carolina water, because where we are seems so built up, but the reality of it is it was nothing a while back. I mean, you live in India, that's not a thing. So, I know. You don't live in Fort Mill. I remember when I first moved here, everybody kept talking about how Fort Mill was going to annex us. But the sheriff's office, they're not lining up and shooting at each other and like taking over each other's territory. So you live in Lancaster County, you live in Indian land, it's not a thing, there is no town. You don't want a town, trust me.
They had to vote for it like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they tried to vote a town in so that they could start getting an obtuse government that takes over everything. You don't need that. So, you know, it would be too much. So, yeah, that's where our water is. Anything else? Thoughts? Email? Anything? Nothing? Somebody was mad about, I'll mention it so that it's out there. Somebody was going to be here tonight to like be really upset about people's yards and houses and all that kind of stuff. And Eric was talking about it earlier. Yeah, she didn't show up, at least not that I know of. Maybe in the room, but I don't know about it. So we won't name any names or nothing. But originally I was going to talk and say, hey, don't do that. Because she was like, I'm going to point out houses and stuff. And I was going to tell her, don't do that. And then I thought about it on the way here tonight. And I was like, I'm going to let her do it. Because that's the worst thing you could possibly do is put yourself on Front Street and dime your neighbors out and name names and all this kind of stuff. Everybody knows some houses look better than others. Generally speaking, every board that I've been a member of, and now I'm on my 10th board, every board I've been a member of all those years has not really wanted to be the heavy-handed board. There's been times when we come in and we kind of pick like a major problem that we see. So maybe people's homes need pressure wash. So we come through and we really inspect the pressure washing.
Trash cans got a lot better a few years ago when we did that one.
Exactly. So, and it usually has an effect. You know, we'll be like, hey, you need to pressure wash your homes, and we'll slam people, and then they get really mad. And I've had to literally go around to people's houses and wipe my finger on the side of their house and show them how dirty it is, and they get mad at me for that too. And it is what it is. But you know, for the most part, the neighborhood's pretty well kept. It's nice how the homes sell quickly. That doesn't mean everybody's house looks perfect. It doesn't mean everything is perfect. But I mean, your choices are one of those HOAs where you're always getting a letter, and then you get mad when you get your letter, because that has happened every single time. Is when people demand we do letters, and then next thing you know, one of the guys was on the architectural committee. He got a letter for leaving a hose in his yard. He was so angry at me. I'm like, you left your hose in your yard. Wind it up and put it away. It's not a big deal. But so we try to meet that like happy middle ground where every once in a while we come in and we kind of straighten the boat out as it goes down the stream, and then most of the time we just kind of let the boat find its way. So that's kind of the way all the boards have been. Maybe this year the board will go the other direction, and it'll be like the warmonger, or be like, welcome to the board. We're like, cool. Who's that guy? Well, maybe we'll do it. We'll blame it on it this year. But
I got big shoulders.
yeah, it's one of those things. So that's kind of how we handle that. The dues get paid because, I mean, there's been a lot of years of working to get the dues paid. No other neighborhood carries that kind of a delinquency rate, I would bet. Do you have any other neighborhoods that are doing that well with delinquencies?
Oh, a couple. Just a couple. I mean, we're talking.
So that's good though.
Yeah.
You know, we work really hard to get those dues in. We argue amongst ourselves to make decisions. You'll see that. We argue. We don't always have a group. Boyce has had a great number of amazing ideas, and we tell him he's an idiot. We don't like that idea. But some of the stuff we've done in the past, and we know it doesn't work. Some of it's stuff that's like, here's why that won't work. But he brings ideas, and we listen, and some of them are like, that's a good idea. So that's how it gets done. The meetings are monthly. No, every other month. That's the number. Meetings are every other month. We're required to have 4. We have 6. So we do that. We did the Zoom thing because it was working pretty well, so we'll continue to do Zoom. To just save people having the trouble come up here. We have to have the annual meeting in person, so that's why we do that. But highly encourage everybody to participate in the Zoom meetings. If for nothing else, then to listen in. And sometimes you hear somebody get mad at me, and I'll snap back or something like that. And then we post those up. I try to post everything I can. I'm going to say this officially for the video that I'm recording right now. My job as the president, and I don't know if I'll be the president this next year, I might pass that off, but my job as the president was to do a couple of official things. Number 1, run the stupid meeting. Check. Number 2, my job as the president of the association is to sign off on documents and stuff, and if I can't do it, the VP. Is there any other duty to the president that I can think of that's an official duty? Am I
Not
missing
really.
something?
It's just called meetings, but then someone else can do it in the absence of the president.
So, and everything that I can't do, somebody else can do. My job as the president is not to trim trees that I've done over the years, or go around and clean
Knock on
things.
doors to say, move your car.
Yeah, not telling people to move cars, going to people's houses and telling them they need to pay their dues and trying to work with them. Posting websites. I don't have to do your stupid website. I do the website because I think it's a good idea. Facebook posts, answer questions, give my address, none of that is required. And if you get a new president and they tell you to bounce off, you'll be like, oh, that stinks. So and you guys are the good group. So this is for the video people who are angry at you later and don't listen or whatever. Or they tell you bad things about us and you don't ever get a chance to talk to us. The reality of it is, the board doesn't have to do any of those extra things. So if you hear somebody who's going off about, well, that's his duty, that's what he volunteered to do. No, I didn't. I volunteered to do this meeting and to help make some decisions for the neighborhood. So nobody on the board volunteered to get beat up, and that's the only time I really get angry and snap back at people in the neighborhood who are beating up on the board. So Eric has stepped in very much in a huge role as basically handling a lot of the duties that I had done over the years that weren't my responsibility, and he took them on, and I thank you very much. Boyce was willing to come in mid-season and help out. Matt jumped in, Matt Bigham, right? Yeah, Matt Bigham, he jumped in, put up with 6-7 months of it. He's like, you know what, I had enough, I don't blame him. And Virginia's been doing it almost as long as me, like a year or less. So I appreciate all those guys. And then I get a lot of very quiet, like there's faces here that I've had a lot of private conversations with where it's like, hey, here's my thoughts, can you do this, can you do that? And I appreciate that input. So don't let the naysayers make you crazy. You have a great neighborhood. Anything else I can think of? I don't know. You got anything? That's all I got. Anybody got anything you want to throw out there? This is as friendly and informal meeting as possible. So don't let shyness get you at all. Wish we'd do something different. This is the time to throw it out because it might be like, oh, that's a good idea. Or we'll tell you to be it. No,
I know it's not gonna happen, but I still want to playground for the kids.
I know the playground. The biggest reason that the playground didn't happen is the biggest thing is the cost.
Yeah.
At the time, that playground price I think was right around $30,000 for like a pretty basic playground.
Very expensive.
They're so expensive. The upkeep wasn't even that bad, and the insurance, we had people telling us like, oh, well, the insurance is probably it. The insurance is the same. If you break your neck on our swing or drown in our pool, it's $1 million coverage. That's just, I think that's what we got.
But it was fine.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, don't break your neck. But yeah, they don't, besides the money, the other thing you run into when you go to put in a playground is nobody wants it near them. And that was a real issue we ran into. Like, the pool made the most sense. People who lived next to the pool at the time were like, I really don't want the noise from the playground. I don't know why they think the playground's be noisier. Or people will be like, you know, well, there's going to be drugs and stuff up there and sex. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of playgrounds around. There's not that much drugs and sex happening at the playground. So I think the reality is just the cost. That's the biggest inhibitor. So it's not that it wouldn't happen, it's just
Where would it go?
cheaper.
I wasn't a part of that, so where would it go? In front of the pool
If you were looking at the pool, our thought process in the past was, if you're looking at the pool, just to that left side over there.
An open
Kind of
field right
that
in front
area.
of it.
Yeah. And
No, that's where our garden's going.
yeah, the garden. Yeah,
No,
that
the
was
garden's
an
gonna
idea
go in the
too.
back.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I like that idea.
Yeah, Boyce Garden.
Well, get some more votes and start your
We'll
garden.
try again. I'll talk Justin into it.
Talk me to what?
Yeah, I'll put you to work tomorrow.
You're gonna start a community garden in an area that's
You
shaded.
don't want me gardening nothing.
No. We had somebody who had brought up.
You guys are quiet back there. And I know you've been in the community.
Do you know anything about the property
What?
beside us?
Which
You
one?
know the one that has all the special stuff?
They wanted to do it.
Is that still
as
in
long as
building?
I don't know.
it wouldn't happen.
You guys know,
Give
is
them
the
permission.
property beside us
Only
sold
means
yet
they
for
have
billions of
to-
dollars?
It's
The
still,
Which
it's
one?
still listed.
one that they burned
Funded,
and
so
everything?
Yeah, the one
If it goes south,
that
all we have to
the
do is
guy
tear it
claims
down,
every time that
completely
DHEC's been
grassy.
out, claims that
Really no good
it's from his
neighborhood.
property and it's
South.
not his landscaping business that he's
But they
burning
would have to
everything, and DHEC keeps bleeding and
Get it
believing
all
him.
together, water it 10.
Well, there was the
That's not gonna happen.
developer that was burning illegally for a while there was getting the fines. It wasn't the actual guy that lives right there.
Yeah, whatever neighborhood is being put up.
Yeah, because they just had burn piles everywhere and were burning when they weren't supposed
They're
to.
burning.
You always gotta think
Because now they have all the burn piles on the other side of the road. They're getting extra now.
No, what she's talking about is the guy that's directly behind my house on Haddington. That all his landscape trucks come in and he drops all their slash piles and then he lights them on fire. Only when it's like 65 degrees and you want to have your windows open. He doesn't do it if
And the wind's blowing.
it's really cold or really hot.
You're
So-
supposed to lapse in the pool when you're breathing in.
It's like it's the lower part of the neighborhood harder, isn't it? You guys down the lower part of
No, we're up on the hill.
No, it's the guy that like bushwhacks. He lives right. It's basically right across the street from me is his property. He bushwhacks like twice a year because he gets bored. He clears it out and hards it. He's a pretty entertaining guy if you talk to him, but he does whatever the hell he wants to. It's his property.
So we're kind of safe at our property. The goat farm, that duck next door, whatever they're called, they're not being developed at all.
Not yet. It's not-
Are you talking about the goat farm?
Huh? I
The
like
goat farm? Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
That will be there until the owners can't live there anymore. Because he's never going to sell it, but his kid's probably going to sell it right when they move the parents out.
Oh man, we better get this like
If you go out
pay for his doctor visits.
Right across from the entrance, the goat farm there.
Yeah. Or it has like
You gotta get,
goes down.
yeah. And it's almost straight across from the painting thing on the blood entrance. Because he had a yard sale that I went to just to check out his goat farm. I think he's only got like 10 goats, but that's what he has on the land at the moment.
Well, again, thank you everybody for coming here tonight. We literally could not have a meeting without you guys. Sorry I had to give up some of your time this evening, but that's much appreciated. The email address is still almondwoodhoa@gmail.com. So, you know, if there was something that you were wanting to talk about tonight, but you're like, I don't really want to talk to other people, just shoot an email over. We do look at them and think about it and email you back and all that good stuff. Voice is nice, even though he acts like he's not. He's super nice. Eric is, he's a lawyer, but he's nice. So you know, he's really bad. So usually see them out walking their dogs. You can flag them down and ask them questions and stuff, and they'll somewhat entertain your stuff. So definitely stop them. Don't know how you are at this point. You seem like a nice guy.
It's an element of surprise.
Virginia's nice. You talk to Virginia, and I must be nice at this point. We've been yelling for years. So feel free, if you guys want to slide down somebody, the most accessible person I've ever seen. And then Ashley, by the way, if you guys didn't catch you, Ashley, this is Ashley. This is who you send your stuff to when you're like, Ashley didn't email me back, and then I like.
And you leave nasty phone messages for and send mean emails.
She gets yelled at, and I always try to do something. I won't make her leave the room. Ashley, could you stand up for me? Ashley, could you raise your left hand in the air for me? Ashley, could you put your right left hand down? Ashley, face that direction for me. Hey, see, Ashley does what we tell her to. So if you're mad at Ashley, it's because we told her to do something or we're passing it along. So a lot of times I just tell her, hey, reach out to us or contact us and we'll take it on for her. But you got yelled at for a while today, didn't you, about me not getting the proof off to somebody? I'm sorry, I have a lot of people on my thing. I got proof off. So I'll get those done this weekend. So that Ashley doesn't get yelled at. That's pretty much it. So, if nobody's got anything else, we'll officially call a meeting at 7:17. We got to be out by 7:30, so you don't have to go home. You can't take it.
I just think maybe it's necessary.
Thank you, everybody.
Are we basically deciding this or?
No.
All in favor, say aye. I'll take a vote.
Apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we pay for it in administrative costs.
No, you don't.
It definitely does. Eat that cost.
I just
See how it works.
No, I mean, you know what I mean? My mother eats with all of us. A lot of time. So they did it. Yes, my husband. My husband tells you anyone knows how to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, what happened to you? I felt like something that's not over. But my mother-in-law, she loves it. She has time to whatever you need it, like whatever.